More fire. Yeah, man. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us. Leo the Shatter Boy sitting in for this man Bazu aka Willis Raburu. Ameamua Shatter Boy. Yenda uongeleshe watu leo. Here I am. Kama ni Tuesday, you best believe tunakuaga hapa tukidiscuss matters social. Na of course siko peke yangu. Niko na the lovely Agnes Non-Sizi.
Yes.
Nimepata.
Kabisa.
Bazu nimekuwai. Yeah.
Uko aje?
Niko poa.
Okay.
Kabisa. Hata uko fiti?
Kabisa.
Ital thing. Same with this man CJ aka Pasi.
How are you?
Niko poa. Leo sijamasha. Uko poa lakini?
Go poa.
How's the week been?
Good.
Uko fiti.
At least for today, you've actually referred to Non-Sizi as the lovely.
Yeah, man.
At least today because you're sitting in for Willis.
Yeah.
You had to
Ile
be on the same side.
Wow, Shatter.
Oh, ide yangu ningeanza na mabomu.
Najua.
Unaona?
Unataka
Ama ninge kudefine even more. Niseme the emotionally intelligent Non-Sizi.
hapo sasa.
Ule wa feelings. Bado hizo ni emotional intelligence.
It depend.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So guys, leo tunataka kuongelea emotional intelligence. Last week tulikuwa hapa tukadiscuss emotional abuse. Watu wakafungua roho sana. Na mimi sijasema Shatter Boy, lakini watu walifungua roho sana. So today tumeona let's do a follow up. What is emotional intelligence? Okay? Na actually ukisoma emotional intelligence it says part of it is being able to acknowledge your feelings and your emotions, ndio? But then it is said men do not acknowledge their feelings. So are you saying men are not emotionally intelligent?
No, they are. They are, because you see, it's the ability, first of all, to understand your emotions. I think kuna emotions na feelings. Hapo tutaget feeling, unajua. Sijui tofauti ni gani hao alami wali to confuse, but first of all kuna kile ku understand and then to use the emotions to communicate effectively, to diffuse conflicts, and now to empathize with others. So it's, I don't know, it's all-rounded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basi kuna watu in life unaangaliaga, unaona this person seems to just be okay in relationships, whether it's work relationship, whether it's family, whether it's a romantic relationship. Yani hadi ukikosana na mtu watu wanasemaga ni wewe uko na shida. Would you call that emotional intelligence?
No, I think there are people who have learned how to suppress their emotions. When we define this emotional intelligence thing and then we say you become aware of your own emotions and then you learn how to use your emotions to communicate. Maybe you're angry. Now that's the tricky part. Maybe you're angry. How do you communicate the anger? The expectation of the people is that if you're emotionally intelligent, then this anger should not come out. But that is your truth at that particular point. I have offended you, you're upset. You need to communicate that you're not happy. So what some people have done, they have just learned to numb their emotions. Maybe because they were not allowed to express them. Maybe they have just killed their expectations, where even if I'm relating with you, I'm just feeling like Shatter is going to betray me one day. So the day that happens, it's like I'm not moved. I'm very numb. They have shut those emotions at a certain place. And sometimes while they're doing that, they are affecting you as well. They are affecting you and causing you to act in certain ways because they never talk, they never communicate, they never seem to be moved, they never seem to do anything. So you will be getting irritated, frustrated, and things like that. Then when you act, it is said you're the one who's on the wrong. So they have passive aggression.
Yeah.
It is passive. Nobody can point out what they did to you. But you know that they are doing damage to you.
Okay. So, Non-Sizi, again, in vile Pasi amesema, kuna watu, you are told if you are emotionally intelligent, you need to know how to respond instead of reacting.
Yes.
In a situation, maybe someone has angered you, but you decide, I will absorb this thing first, then I will respond.
Take a deep breath.
So if you are not able to do that, does it mean then you're not emotionally intelligent?
If anything, I feel like this it's good, especially in some places, especially workplaces, in how we relate even with, you know, with each other. It's good because especially workplaces, emotional intelligence is very much needed. But like CJ is saying, there's a part of it that kills you as a person because we're emotional beings. You know, when I receive good news, I want to scream. But again, you're somewhere and you want to look cool, calm, and collected. Like, what the hell? Why am I looking cool, calm, and collected, and I'm excited? You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and I feel like men are very emotionally intelligent, and they numb their feelings a lot. But all I can say is, can you go somewhere and deal with them after? You know?
So ujifiche.
No, even look for some. Even look, because you see, and I even remember reading a book where there's no tears in the boardroom. Because, you know, we've seen women, you know, cry in the boardroom. And I know even people said, yeah, there are no tears in the boardroom. But sometimes you're overwhelmed. You know, you're supposed to go somewhere in a corner, pick a tissue, cry, then put your life together. I feel like it puts us like these beings that are so perfect, you know, but we are not like that. We are not like that, especially when it comes to anger. Don't tell me to be cool, calm, and collected when I am angry, my friend. How am I supposed to do that? But again, it helps you a lot when you're dealing with some certain, but like even people in your life, like I know who to call when doing what, because there are people ata wapigie, oh sawa. I'm like, what the hell?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if CJ can
Yeah,
relate.
man.
No,
True
I
that.
know what you're talking about. I always say that. There are people I call when I've got exciting news.
All right.
Because I need hype.
Yeah, yes, you need a hype man in your life.
You call this person, and they're like, umefurahi. I go, oh, okay.
Sawa. Tutaonana. I'm like, tutaonana, what are you saying?
But again, for example, then sasa in kuna watu, when you go to tell them your issues,
Yeah.
instead of being objective and understanding you see, part of being emotional intelligence is to understand another person's issues and emotions, but not personalize the emotions. You see, when I start telling you my issues, you let me tell you my issues.
Oh,
instead of you personalizing my issues, unaanza kuzirelate, zinaanza kuwa zako sasa. There are people that do that a lot.
Yeah.
So in such a situation, what do you do?
I think because most people do not know how to empathize.
Actually, yeah.
They don't know how to do that. So when you come and you say, I'm going through this, then I say, ata mimi, I've been going through this. So the story has changed.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
have moved from you expressing yourself. And mostly they think that they are helping you. They are telling you you're not alone. But what they have not allowed you to do is to fully express yourself. Because sometimes you're not even looking for an answer. Sometimes you just want to be heard. You just want to speak out and vent out. Then they feel you need a solution. And that's mostly with men. Men usually feel we need to give a solution.
A solution.
To everything.
Sini advice na nisikiza.
So you know, we feel like, okay, bottom line, this is what you need to do. Or let me tell you what I have gone through as well. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, because you just wanted to talk. So most of them do not even know that when they do that, they are somehow stifling your voice. Yeah.
Okay. In another situation, say in a situation in a couple, you go home and you find your partner not happy, maybe sad, or over a million reasons. But automatically you assume if she's not okay, then we are not okay.
Shida ni wewe.
I have done something wrong.
Yeah.
What have I done?
What have I
So
done?
you start, and you refuse to acknowledge the fact that pia yeye anaweza kuwa tu na maisha yake independent, inamvuruga huko nje, anaweza kuwa ni job, kuna stress job, ama rafiki zake wanamvuruga. So in such a situation, probably, mostly actually, I think ladies do it more. Like when you see your guy is down and you start asking them, nimekufanyia nini? Nimekukosea. Why does that happen?
I feel like, why does that happen? Because I'm assuming I'm the first, how do I put it? I'm your partner. I am your first person. So when you're angry, I'm like, what have I done? That would be the first immediate thing that I would think. Sasa nilifanya nini? And you know, sometimes we do things that we wrong you knowingly, and you know, kama unaomanga Mungu na mwambia Mungu nisamehe zile dhambi nimefanya nikijua na
kama sijui.
Na sijui, because you could have done something unknowingly. Yeah. But also I feel like in this situation, kila mtu ni tofauti. There's a how Shatta opens up, there's a how I open up. So imagine at that situation wewe utajua, Shatta leo amekasirika. Sijui ni mimi ama si mimi. So every person is different on how they open up. But also I want to add, I feel like people who are emotionally intelligent are very dangerous people. And they are very, very dangerous people. People who are not going to show you the emotion. Una imagine, Shatta umenijamisha and I'm not showing you. I'm just like, okay. Okay. And I feel like, Aki, I don't know, woi Mungu wangu, HRs, you know. you have done a grievous mistake, but they're just smiling with you and they're, you know, they're firing. And now we are going to dismiss you. And I'm like, hi. I was not even prepared for this shock. And so I feel like, and it's okay to master your emotions, but again, I feel like once you master your emotions, it's a very dangerous, as in, wewe ni mtu mwingine hatari sana.
Lakini kuna jobs ukipewa some responsibilities, emotional intelligence must be part of it. For example, being a boss, okay, in a company, umetoka home, you're frustrated, you're angry. If you're not emotionally intelligent, how do you react to the stuff when you get to the office? Unaanza kuwatolea hiyo ngori.
You know, leadership is generally a relationship.
Yes.
So it depends on how well you understand each other. Somewhere along the line, whether you're a leader or something, as much as you have to do that a bit much more, you have to learn how to master your emotions, how to separate issues, how to set aside what happened in the house and what happened in the office, how to even sometimes delay certain decisions, even in the workplace, how to handle people, what you'd call situational leadership, where how I handle Nonsizi is different from how I handle Shatta. So Nonsizi will wonder, why does Shatta come in his Rasta colors and stuff? But I know he delivers, I'm going to understand him in this way. This one comes in late, but they're good at this. This other one, probably they're not used to accountability, but they're trying. So you learn how to handle people differently. But still, somewhere along the line, you have to come into that place where we talked about the awareness of your own emotions and knowing when to let out those emotions, because we have seen people melt down. We have a meltdown. We have seen people who just come at a particular point and they crash. We see people also who are at the top of their careers, and then somebody just goes suicidal. They have put up all these things on the inside of them, and people are feeling like, but this man was doing so well, this woman was doing so well in their career. But they had a lot of emotions that were not dealt with. So for you to stay sane, you need a place where you keep on letting out these things.
Ujifiche.
Na pia nyinyi wale mko home, remember, hashtag is daybreak at Citizen TV, pale Twitter, get interactive. Tuambie, how well do you understand emotional intelligence? Hapa Nonsizi anasema it is a dangerous affair. People that are emotionally intelligent are a dangerous lot. Sasa kuna bosses wenye hawawezi break bad news. Kuna boss ataambiwa, I need to fire people in this company. We need declare redundancy. No, you see, the HR cannot just come firing anyone.
Okay.
The boss has to give a list.
Okay.
Because he don't understand department yake. I can do without Shatta, I can do without CJ. You get? So those bosses that can't handle such news, there is that relationship, friendship and work. How do you separate the two? Because you are my friend. But now I know this company can do without you, and I've been told to give
are you
a name.
Out? I'm telling you, my friend, it's not personal. It is work. You get?
So where do you draw the line between the personal
Don't have friendships at work.
What do you mean?
Just relate with people professionally. And that's why people confuse. If I'm working somewhere, those are not my friends, my friend. Because they will always prioritize the company, ever. Where money is in concern. And again, we go back to the topic of money. If you're tampering with the income, you are the one who is going to go. We have seen that even in the recent future. Where do utaenda baba nani?
True that.
So imagine at workplaces, people need to understand that there's no friendship. It's work, it's not personal. Even in politics, we see that. It's not personal. it is a political decision. You get so, and that is where even you who is being fired, you will understand that this needed to be done. And if you are in the leader shoe, I don't like the word boss. If you're in the leader shoe, what would you have done? I've done the same.
You know, when you're making difficult decisions, I always say make the kind of decisions that in any other circumstance, you'd still make the same decision. Even if everything changed, given different factors, you'd still make the same decision if you're the leader. So, and then make the kind of decision that when you go to sleep, you know that you did what was best.
You're at peace.
Yeah, it may have had shatter.
Best for who? Yeah, best for who?
What for the company?
For the company of the individual.
You'll have balanced both. You see, you have to weigh. You have to weigh which one is the greater. So if the company is going to fail because of shatter, as much as I want to have shatter, the company is going to fail. I am an employee and representative of the company. How many other people are going to be affected by shatter's either behavior or lack of productivity or something? So for the greater good, then I make this decision, which I may not like at a personal level. When I go to sleep, I know that maybe doing away with shatter has saved another 50 people their jobs, you know.
Yeah, it's
So it's the 50 over shatter.
yes, it's never personal.
But again, there has got to have been a process. Like you don't just wake up today
and decide, yeah.
it's this person.
You know why I'm asking this? It's because when it happens, some people carry this grudge outside the job. Like you are my friend.
Yeah.
But because they misinterpret what you're saying, it's work.
Yeah.
I consider it friendship.
No loss
See,
is good.
So when I'm out there and I'm thinking, but CJ was my friend at work.
Yeah.
We used
Why
to hang
did
out with
that,
this
yeah.
guy. Why didn't he warn me? Why didn't he tell me? You see? So maybe you want to continue our friendship out there because you understand it was just business. You see? But Nikoko Inje, I don't want to continue the friendship.
Yeah.
In that situation, do you think then it needs to be defined from the onset? Like when you think this person is getting close to me at work, but they need to know this is work. Because one day I might make an unpopular decision to them.
A leader must always have a safe gap between themselves and the people they lead. Enough to make them make certain decisions and certain announcements, that even if you hang out with people, you have to leave a certain gap that makes them remember you're a leader, just so that you will not be compromised in making decisions. Because I may want to go through the process, and I call you for lunch, and I say, Shatta, let's have lunch. Then I say, man, you've been coming in late or something, and then you're like, sunailewa to traffic and whatever. So I'm trying to communicate to you, but now, because we are buddies, you're playing it down. Then I come back again another time, and we feel like, no. So you always trivialize it. By the time the letter comes, you think that, why did you act that way? So a leader must always have that little space. Eventually, a leader is judged by whether the work was done.
Yeah.
Eventually. If the work is not done, you know, every time we come, it's good Willis was not here today, so Nonsizi is happy that we didn't start with football.
Yeah, because I don't get it. I always float.
You know, no matter how good a coach you are, and no matter how many trophies you've brought before, if your club is going down now, you're fired. Nobody cares how
But
well...
the previous...
yeah, nobody cares how well you relate with the team. Yeah. They want the trophies. So that's the place of a leader, that you cannot allow yourself to be so connected to the people that you can no longer get policy going forward.
True that. When you start pulling such decisions, these people that consider themselves your friends, wanasema siku hizi ndo sisi ameanza kuwa mtiaji. You see, siku hizi akona utiriri. Hata wenyewe wanaanza kujidistance from you. You see, hata in relationships now, say there is something that you're seeing in your spouse that you don't like, and you want them to change it. When you start telling them, they start telling you you're getting influence from outside. Like, I've been like this. I've been like this. So in that situation, what do you do?
So I'll come to that. And I want to add to your question. One bit of emotional intelligence is being able to even master your own emotion, like management, your own So one of things, loss of any kind, be it a job, be it a spouse, be it anything you lose. Even if you lose money, you feel pain, yeah? And it causes stress, you know, because in one way or another, if your thing change one, you'll get stressed. How you deal with that, how you deal with loss is also a part of emotional intelligence. You should know that, fine, I'll grieve, loss of a person is a different situation, but of a job, don't be there forever. Sometimes when you lose something, it opens you up to other ideas. Umeona watu wamefutwa job and they sit down, they cry, then you spring up, then you're like, you bounce back, you get. So just know that in life there's nothing permanent. The minute you're able to internalize that and say, this is a season I'm going through, this is a period that I'm going through, I'm going to bounce back, then you'll be able to say, CJ, you fired me, we are cool, I'll bounce back. Do you think you can recommend? I've changed here and there, can you recommend it too? Then utakuanga na maisha ingine smooth, yani ukijuanga kudeal na stress, utakuanga the most, you know, but it's not easy. Aya, your question was, now, yeah. So that is one part of being able to deal with your stress. My partner, have they changed? People are allowed to change. Shata, ule shata ulikuwa 2 years ago, sio mwenye shata ko hivi. Things I put up with about you 2 years ago, I could change and be like, I don't think I'm comfortable with Shatta handling me loosely recently. You get what I'm saying? So by the time I'm saying this, I could have changed. I could be thinking, oh, this is how you are, but I don't think I'm okay with it right now. But of course, how you communicate is very, very important. I always say, it's not what you say. It's how you say it. You could mean well, but how you say it, my friend, Nivo. Conflict. Gone.
But
again, communication.
Bottom line.
Again, you know, you could say it anyhow, but then it also depends on how the other person
perceives it, takes it.
Understands it. Because there are people that listen
because
to respond, and others listen to understand.
Yeah, so somebody may just choose. In fact, maybe they already have issues with you.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter what you say and how you say it.
You say, you know, you could even be checking out on them. Hi, that alone, they're offended. Like, so now this one was snitching.
Yeah.
But again, Pasi, kuna in situations where, say, you are in a conflict in your relationships, but you think you've resolved this issue, and you're okay. You want you guys to be happy again.
Yeah.
You are bubbly now, but your spouse is still feeling some type of way. She's not responding to what you're giving. What would you tell such people?
Generally, this is generally, and I use the word generally very carefully. Generally, this is the situation mostly between men and ladies. At least from what I gather, mostly men usually feel, you know, they'll say, I thought we had spoken about it.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to get over it.
But sijamaliza kuongea. I had not finished.
I think it's the place of, and if the other person is not gone past it, it may mean that you need to come back a little, but then not to stay there, to pull them out.
Pull them up.
Yeah.
All right.
But they also should not use that now to manipulate the moods around the place and stay there forever.
Hapo sawa. Wale mko nyumbani mmesikia, umekasirikiwa, umekosewa, umeambiwa pole, but you want to sulk for a week. Really? Tusikae hapo, unavuruta unakuja.
Ita depend ni situation gani. Kuna zenye
mulizameana.
Ita depend. Kuna zingine heavy.
Anyway, acha tuangalie feedback kidogo. Remember #daybreak at Citizen TV pale Twitter. Watu wanasema aje, kuna Aoa Peter anasema an insightful and lovely discussion. Emotional intelligence is a fundamental principle for a successful business, especially for those holding key positions in an organization. Vile tumesema. However, I don't think it's worth in a romantic relationship. Okay. Dennis SM 955950019. Emotional intelligence needs a sound mind in making decisions where empirical approach is executed. Muofire Kilami hapo. Njika Felix anasema emotional intelligence helps you build stronger relationships, succeed at school and work, and achieve your career and personal goals. It can also help you to connect with your feelings, turn intentions into action. All right. J_Mick1, it always the best thing, and it has helped me manage my frustration and handle different being. Okay. Hapo ni kwa kina Nosizi wamesema unanyamazia mtu na yeye kumbe
Wow.
amekukasirisha, anataka kureact.
Yeah.
You see, kenye huyo amesema hapo wa mwisho inamsaidia kuhandle situation zake. But vile mmesema, I have angered you, but you're not showing me any emotion. You're choosing to let me be. You're all calm. But again, it is said for an intelligent, emotional intelligent person, you understand that emotions are giving you information. Sindio?
Okay.
Now, how do you give this information back? How do you bounce back from it? Sindio? Sasa hapo ndo unafaa pia ujue that sa ile umekasirisha mtu na kukasirikia na kuangalia tu is information they are receiving from you, and they will react, but that reaction might not be what you want.
What you want.
But kuna watu huleta vurugu tu for no reason. Kuna mtu tu yeye anajua nikiambia sije hivi atakasirika, but they go ahead doing it.
Yeah.
Just then they know the buttons za
Press.
to press, ndo wa kuchangamsha, wa kuinue. So is that part of now, that is now manipulating the emotional intelligence, ama it is still about the emotional intelligence?
You see, no matter how emotionally intelligent we will expect to be, we'll still find certain spaces of us that will still bring us back to the place where we realize there's no way we will perfect this thing. You'll never perfect it. You keep on working on it. You see, when you talk about managing your emotions, it's just like when a doctor will tell you, we cannot cure this disease, but you manage it. Managing it means you're going to monitor this thing every day.
Yeah.
Your sugar levels. So it doesn't mean that your sugar is coming to a proper level every day. You watch what you eat, you watch what you drink, you watch all of this. So even managing your emotions does not mean that they will automatically come into a place where they have a line.
Yeah.
They'll keep on flipping.
Fluctuating.
So it is you to work on that. And sometimes you are at a place where you're either vulnerable, weak, you have been stretched, like this season after COVID, 1 year, 1 month down the line, people have been stretched so much that they're on the edge financially, emotionally, in every way. They've lost so many people. They're on the edge.
Even Kenyans
Yeah.
have seen even some things that Kenyans are doing that are not normal.
True that.
I mean, they're normal, but we are really, really stretched.
Yeah, man.
So it's very easy at that particular point for somebody to lose this control that they have of the emotions once in a while. The thing that I have to ask myself at that point, is this the normal Shatter, or is it just that that pressure was too much for him and something happened? So that I do not then begin to tag you because at one point you broke down or you flipped or you acted in a way that I didn't expect, and I say, Shatter needs emotional intelligence, you know.
Then I think we have all agreed then emotional intelligence is a good component of your life.
Yeah, it
You
is.
see? But now there are people that do not have it.
At all.
At all.
Na wamekata.
Okay? Na yuko. Sasa how do you, is it
And
something
also,
to learn?
yeah.
How do you learn it?
Simply because you know you need emotional intelligence. Knowing is one thing, applying is another. So, and like CJ is saying, it's a constant journey you are on, knowing that you have to be very, very, what do you call it, cautious, you know, like walk, if I may say, you know. And there are people who have totally refused. And I've come, I mean, especially when it comes to sympathy, I've seen just people who just talk and just talk, yani mpaka mnaangaliana, huyu angesema hivyo ni nini, si umjune. You know, even you're trying to diffuse the situation with like a humor like this. There are people who just, yani, and when you look at that as you advance in age, and I've seen it, you lose friends. You lose friends because you don't, and even when you say such things, you don't even go back and say, you know, because saying is another, knowing that I don't have then kujua nimekosea Shatta juu nimekuambia hivi, then going and apologizing and trying to mend relationship, because even that is a part of it. Simply because I've mastered my emotions doesn't mean that I won't wrong you. I will. When I'm under pressure, I will say things. Wewe Shatta kwanza usikiangira shinanga nikikwambia unaona. Pole sana. Singefaa kukwambia hivyo. You know, so it's, you know, knowing you need emotional intelligence is one. Are you actively doing, I mean, purposing to be that person, you know? Even when under pressure, when you cave in, then you go back and tell people, that wasn't me, that was pressure. People, let's
All right.
let's do this.
Sasa tukimalizia Pasi, how do you gain this emotional intelligence? Like, you've known me, I am a reactive person. I am not proactive. I see a situation, I react at it, then later I start asking, did I have to do that? But you've already done it. So how do you gain it? How do you start building up towards being emotionally intelligent?
Just like we learn everything else, you learn this. I think the acknowledgement and the awareness of your own emotional state is the first place, and not being in denial, and sometimes not making excuses for it, because some people will say, but my family, we're always angry, so I cannot change it, or whatever. I'm always just like this. Once you say that, you'll never work towards being better. So the acknowledgement and then the desire to become better. You have to have a goal of, who do I want to become? What kind of a parent do I want to be? What kind of a spouse do I want to be? What kind of a leader do I want to be? And then find spaces where you can actually learn the things that you need. Like, how do I communicate without necessarily upsetting people unnecessarily? How do I communicate without insulting somebody, disrespecting somebody? How do I express that I am not happy with something without breaking a glass, beating somebody up, slapping somebody, hurting a child? How do I do that? You have to totally just take yourself into a school, and that's not necessarily formal. Read books, listen to people, sit with other people, talk to somebody and tell them, this is how I am, this thing is affecting me. How do I manage these kind of things? When you are in the spaces of those emotions, call somebody else. Say, man, I'm under pressure right now and I feel I may do something like this. How do I handle this situation? Slowly, you begin to learn a different way of handling things.
Hapo sawa. Shukran sana. Na unsizi.
Yeah.
Mimi sija hata jina yako kwa tuanze, sawa?
Kofiri.
Yeah, man. Na CJ, shukran sana for coming through. Mimi leo nilikuwa na sit in for this man Bazu Willis Raburu. Alisema shata ndo kalia kiti yangu leo. Ikai kubwa sana, si ndio? Si nimetoshea. Anyway, let's do this again on Tuesday. It's been real. We hope these things we tell you zinakusaidia. Si ndio? Na kama zikusaidii pia, I hope tu zinasaidia mtu mwingine. Na kama uko na shida, what I keep telling people kwa show yangu ya radio, hakuna shida mpya kwa hii dunia. Mtu mwingine ashaipitia na aka overcome. Pia wewe uta overcome. All right? More life. Blessed.